Welcome to Granddaddy Garage. It's been a while, guys. While has been a couple of years. Life's been crazy, so we're back working on the Camaro again. Things that happened since then. Some not so great footage of me putting the lower ball joint in on the left driver's side lower control arm here. We're gonna ignore that. There's lots of videos showing how to do that. I have a ball joint kit for doing Chevrolets. So what we're doing is we're doing a strut tower brace. And we're gonna do it with this right here. This is gonna come across here. We'll tack that in, make some gussets, weld that in, and then we're going to triangulate it into the center off of here. I just want to be able to get around stuff. So first going to tack it down. There's a couple things we're going to have to do. Probably going to have to move this, move that. I'm probably going to do some extra supports here. I'm going to weld a plate in underneath, so I'm going to have to probably cut, trim, drill a couple more holes, that way to stiffen it up really good. But yeah, that's pretty much what we're going for right now. This is going to be the rear bracket that goes in the center that triangulates that. I kind of prefab this. It's been sitting around, so you got rusted back up. It's going to have to get cleaned back up. It's probably going to have to get adjusted some. But right now I just got some just random fasteners, but they're all the same size. Right now, once I get this finalized and everything's cleaned up and painted, I'm probably going to go ahead and get all grade 8 fasteners for this. Because that's what you want. Because, regular fasteners have they're softer, so they have more of a habit to shear. With grade 8 fasteners, they're a carbon steel that's treated to a certain point so that it resists shearing. You really have to go at it to get them to break. So they got a little bit of toughness in them, past just regular structural steel. But all this is going to be structural steel. You can see that's like a chrome. I guarantee that steel isn't chrome. It's just a chrome plating. So like I said, after it's all said and done, it's going to get welded. It's going to get grinded. We're going to cut it. And so yeah, let's get at it. Let's do some work here. As you can see, this is the wonder bar that goes up underneath and ties in the front frame rails. That's been finished for a while. We already did a video on it. I think that was my last solid video I did was doing this. If I finish it up, I'll have to go back and check. If not, I'll finish that up for you by installing it and whatnot. But this is just 1/8" plate steel. I went and drilled some holes to lighten it up a little bit, but this ain't going nowhere. You can't bend it. You can bend it there a little bit. Oh no, I could just go ahead and add in another support across here. We'll see. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll tie something else into it. I see what I got laying around. Maybe some small round bar across here. We'll stiffen it up just right across here. Well, we'll see. I don't want anything too intrusive. That way we can get under the car and work on it. You gotta be careful of that. This has to be easily removed where you can get in and work on it. That's one of the other issues I have right now. I know you're gonna say that this is pretty small, but the wall thickness of this square stock is pretty decent. it's a little over an 1/8 inch. You know, some of the strut mount braces you get online, they're not that thick. I mean, this thing's heavy. Okay, I've seen I've heard guys talking about the cheap one. You get 2 bolts on the other side. It's real light. It bolts down. And it flexes too much. And it's a round tube, but it flexes too much. This once you triangulate this into the rest of it, this ain't really gonna flex anywhere. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. This guy's have to do it. These are 3/16 hat, you know, 1/4 inch plate on the bottom, which is really stiff. It's not just like this. It ain't gonna flex after we're done with it. So that's the plan. That's what we're going for right now. I had to figure out what I want to use to go from triangulation part. If I want to use probably I got another link to this stuff. So over here in the corner hidden. So I'm probably gonna take this and we'll make tabs. I got plenty of I got some flat stock steel, so it's the plates, like little plates like these, and a whole bunch of them. Probably just gonna take them. We're gonna make tabs, and we'll probably make slots. We'll tie everything real nice. We'll just weld it up. But yeah, we're gonna get to it. That's right. Let's see. What? Not remote. There it is. Cool. Okay, guys. So I got you in here for a close view. Can you see how that's coming along now? So I got those plates cleaned up, the bars across. I got it measured and marked on both sides. I'm gonna end up. Now here's my other 2 plates. So there's enough room to come in here. There's enough clearance for the bolt, so you can get in here and do your thing. Everything's nice, right? Just like that. Yeah, that plate. Alright guys, so we're back in here. So I'll show you a couple things. I started tacking it in. I tried to throw a weld into here, but I wasn't very comfortable doing it. Like, just felt wrong. And have very good sight on it, so that was pretty crap. I'm gonna have to grind that and then weld it back in so it looks decent. On this side, it's not half bad. I'm gonna leave that. That's not bad. I was pretty comfortable. I could see everything that was going on, so that's bad. This is pretty hot. It's about 8 o'clock. I think I'm done for the day. I started this at like 2 o'clock. So I'm going to pack everything up and probably go in for the night because the sun's about to start shooting down. See, I got to throw a bead back there now. And on the other side and on the top here. But this is still really hot. Yeah, that's not as bad as the other side. So, it's not too awful. It's gonna have to knock all the little burrs off it, and this is the top. And this is burnt in real nice. A nice puddle right across here. So. Yeah, how it rolled the edges, so you know that's got good contact in there in that corner. That edge is melted there, and I rolled it across here. That's good. It did the same thing on the other side. That looks pretty decent. It's pretty. It's already real stiff. But it's not structurally all there. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do the. The inside here. Yeah, I might do that part. I might. We'll see. Yeah, this is hanging out. off the side there. That's hanging off some, but probably got, like I said, I'm going to end up throwing a plate underneath and maybe put a couple bolt holes. I think I'm going to end up changing this plastic catch can out and maybe get like a square aluminum one in here. It doesn't have to be big, or some kind of aluminum catch can in here. I think they make one for this, a fancy one that's not as big as this. And then over there, looking down here. Oh, let's get that out of the way. Okay. That looks pretty good. Yeah. We got the same distance from here to here on both sides. Same thing with this edge. I can get the air cleaner off. I can get to that if I need to. That's not, you know, out of the way. So, and then I'll have to make brackets that come up and tie into here somehow on either side. So. But yeah, it's going to be pretty tight because you see that windshield wiper motor unit right there. I had to come up in near that. I still have to find out what center here is so I can see where the center is, see if that plate's going to work or not that I started to fabric cobble. Yeah. See, that's something I did a while ago. I took all the air conditioning out of here. I'm going to end up taking these headers off and taking this off and then welding and grinding everything flush. I'll probably end up get a cheap air blast kit, sandblasting kit, and probably sandblast that. And then repainting it. I mean, they're a nice set of headers or exhaust manifolds. They're supposed to run into the stock existing on this. They're special, like this for all the smog. I don't have smog. As you can see, no smog pump. There's no air conditioning in the car. No air conditioning components in front of the radiator. Yeah. So, yeah, like I said, this car is going to be specifically for fun. But yeah, that's about it. I'm going to wrap it up. We'll continue the video another weekend. So, yeah. Alright, so if you're a third gen guys and you're trying to do stuff to your car, stay tuned because we're going to do a T5 swap with this. And there's a lot of guys out there that had trouble doing manual transmission swaps. Well, the key is all factory parts. It's not going to be that bad. I got a factory pedal assembly. I got factory hydraulic clutch assembly. I got the factory bell housing, a factory T5 Borg-Warner transmission. It's actually the same year as this car. I got one. I managed to find one on eBay that came out 91 IROC. So, or a Z28. Were they still? Yeah, International Race Champions was still going around on the 90s, and they were still being. I think they went back to being sponsored again. So I think that it was an IROC. It could be wrong. Could be. But if you guys like what you see, rate, comment, and subscribe. Tell your third gen friends. Catch you later. Alright, here we go guys. See if we can get this lined up and There we go. Should give me what I need. Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. So we're back at it again over here. So I just made some marks. I did some welding up on the bar that goes across here, so that's in for the most part. There's, you know, I have to dress it up a little bit more. So I'll cut you guys back in when we actually start to remount this and do some more fabrication. Alright guys, so we got this bolted back in place. I still got some dressing and up and welding to do. I got that piece in. Now I'm trying to work out how I want it to set here, across here, and across there. So that, and the biggest thing is this thing's easily removed. You know, bolts here, bolts there, and it just all comes off as one unit. So that's the idea. But everything has to be tacked down enough where it's not going to move around on me when I weld it. So far, so good. There wasn't any weird twisting or anything in this area. Everything bolted up really nice. I got that plate on. I'm not sure if I can bolt that on from underneath, or I should leave the plate above, because if I have to go and tuck it in a little bit when I put it in. Guess it wouldn't be really a big deal to have to tuck it under and then do it that way if it bolts up nice underneath. I think it would. Maybe it might bolt up. So I'll bring you back when I've done some more cutting and fabrication to show you where I'm at. Alright guys, here we go. So we got 90% of the fabrication done on this now. Everything's triangulated. You can see right here. So now this is the entire unit, just like this. Now all I gotta do is I gotta weld in the back sides of everything and finish just a little bit of the top here, and she's pretty much done. Then she's ready for some paint. That's pretty much it. So next time you see it, it should be painted in the car. All right. Hey guys, welcome back. Like I said, I said I was gonna do the finishing touches for the welding and whatnot. I got it roughed up with a grinder just so the paint sticks real good. If it's a little rough looking under the paint, it's fine, just as long as the paint stays and it keeps it from getting rusted back up. It's finished. I went and I had to open up the holes a little bit better. We're doing this grade A bolt here. So it's like a 9/16 bolt, and let's see here. The head is a 5/8, and then the nut is a 11/16. And then I got some washers. I had to use some old washers because the ones I got are a little too small. I'll just use them for something else. The only thing I'm worried about is being able to drill a hole through this. with the drill bit. It might not work, so I might have to get some aircraft neoprenes, but if I can drill a hole through this, I'm going to put a cotter pin through it on top just to, you know, make sure nothing, if it does start to loosen up, it stops, and, you know, it's not going to cause any damage or anything, or come off, or whatever, for whatever reason. But that's that at the moment, so I'll bring you back in when it's painted. I got some red, just some 15-minute fast drying red paint from what was it, Lowell's? I guess it's caution red is what it's called. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. It just needs a cover. But first, I'm gonna hit it with the Rust-Oleum rust converter. It dries fast too, so just to keep the rust off it. Bring you guys back in, and I'll show you after that. Alright guys, so I brought you back in to see where everything's at. It's painted, it's in, it's getting a little dark out now. Well, it's a little cloudy too, that doesn't help out nothing, but there it is. That is my my bar. Goes right across there to there. Got to stiffen it up some, along with the Wonder Bar that I did up. I got to pick up, and you'll see it later. I'll show you when I do the thing for the fasteners. So that wraps up this video. We'll catch you later. There we go. Alright. So this is the actual wrap up of the video. I'm sorry. So it's painted, it's on, you know, I showed you earlier. I just want to get some info on the grade 8 nuts and bolts. I used hex cap screws. They're 7/16 the bolt with a 14 thread pitch, I think it is. So, and they're 1.5 inches long. So that's that. The head of the bolt itself is 5/8, and the nut is 11/16. So you need those two if you're going to use that. Pick this up. You can drill through them using an 1/8 inch high-speed bit, but you have to keep everything cool. I just use a squirt bottle with soap and water in it. That seems to work best. You don't use motor oil on it or WD-40. Sometimes it makes it too slippery for that type of steel, and then what happens, it heats up, you lose the edge. I think the only kind of oil that you could use with it is cutting oil, like a machinist use. I don't think that would hurt it. But I just soapy water bottle. That's what I use to keep my drill bits cool. As long as you keep it cool, it'll keep on cutting. I cut 3 of them with an 1/8 inch, a high-speed bit, with a 1/8 inch bit. But I'm gonna have to redo them because they're too long. I'll have to make another Sharpie mark, put it back on the drill, cut it, make it nice, and then throw it back in there. But I'm pretty happy with it all together. It's not 100% symmetrical, and it doesn't have to be. It's just got to do its job. Like, you know, you saw I just laid it in there. I made marks. I'm gonna have to do some fabrication on the hood. I got lots of fabrication to do on the hood. There's some things I'm gonna do to this hood for racing purposes. Like, I'm gonna put a duct that swoops down the front here and helps draw the air out to keep the engine area cool. I'm also going to cut an area out for where the air cleaner is, except I'm going to go and do a different air cleaning element. I'm gonna do one of the Venturi styles. I'm gonna get one for that TBI unit because it's gonna stick up a bit. I gotta get a spacer for the TBI unit as well to increase the airspeed into the to the engine for good low end torque. Like I said, right now I'm not doing anything major with the engine until after the body mods and everything's sort of like where it's like sanded down and I got prepped for a final paint, and then we'll take the engine out and take the transmission out. We'll upgrade the transmission parts, and we'll do some basic upgrades to the engine. We're not going crazy on the engine because I'm trying to make it affordable. I'm gonna get a refresh kit, right? I'm pretty sure the cylinders. I took pretty good care of this engine. It gets all its oil changes when I was driving it. It's still a strong motor for a 305 block. I think stock with a stock intake and everything on this TBI unit, it like ran 17s in a quarter mile, right? They weren't really that fast. They had nice torquey feel to it. They're a sporty car. They're okay for what they are. But once I got the intake manifold on, and the plugs and the headers and things, it revs right out to 4,500 RPM, no problem. It did mid 15s. It did 15.6, 15.5. That's what I would get at it, about 90 something miles an hour on a quarter mile track. Isn't bad for a stock Camaro with a one wheel peel. It's all right, right? But it ain't fantastic. But now I'm setting it up for doing autocross. That's what all this bracing, like this kind of bracing, is for. We got a lot of work to do on this. I'm actually getting ready. I'm gonna take the quarter panels off, the front off. I have a lot of work. While I was at the drag track one time, I actually ran this into a wall. I got some damage I have to assess. No big deal, right? Cut, weld, fix. Right, guys? Okay. So, but I didn't do that. I got to do some more panel. I got to do some more welding and panel work. I got to address like the floorboard, the kick panels and the floorboards on the passenger side and the driver's side. I keep saying this. Stay tuned. I have all the parts for a manual swap on this. All stock parts. All factory stock parts. Factory pedals. Factory hydraulic clutch. Factory bell housing. I actually have the same year Borg-Warner transmission that this car is. So it's the Borg-Warner transmission. It was actually made in '91. It was a fluke. I just wanted a V8 Borg-Warner transmission that the T5 that came out of one of these, and it just happened to be a '91. I got lucky. It's the same year as this car. But yeah, as soon as I get all that panel work and this front end address, and I'm also in the middle of rebuilding the steering. Like I got all new steering components. I made the Wonder Bar, so we got a lot of work. I'm gonna make some more videos, but guys, like, comment, subscribe. Go ahead and drop a question or say something in the comments. If you have any other questions, my regular email, if you want to email, is camaroguy9129@yahoo.com. You can email me that at that address. And some of you guys see my welds. I'm not a professional welder. It just needs to work. I'm not doing pretty dime things. It did take me a while on this build for my welding to start getting better. I spent most of the winter having picked up a welder. I don't weld professionally, but and also I'm using a welder. It's a little difficult, but I am learning the welder. It's starting to come to me on how to get the welder to work, because I did get some welds that were pretty decent on it. You'll see on top. Maybe one of these days I'll just go ahead and I'll give you a glance look at that one corner weld that I did. Everything was pretty nice. It's not welding porn. You guys if you're a professional welder, dude, don't come at me like that, dude. if you want to make welds that look like art, knock yourself out. If there's something that you do see that could be a problem, that I understand. Say, hey, you need to grind that off and redo it. That I'm okay with. But they don't exactly have to be pretty to do the job. Okay, but if there's something that you catch, that you are a professional welder, that you be concerned about, tell me. I'll grind that sucker back down, I'll redo it. Anywho, but if you got a third gen, and you're working on it, and you got questions, watch my site. There's a few other guys that are doing the same thing, that are building on their third gen. But yeah, we'll see you later.